Hey y'all. Happy Friday. It is Jasmine Elizabeth, and you are tuned into Dear Jazzy. And it is the first Friday of 2026. It's a new calendar year. So I hope you guys brought in this calendar year peaceful, in a great space, with great expectations, and all of those good things. I'd like to thank you for joining us on the R Network, where we are not just for the people, we are the people. And you can catch me every Friday here on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Amazon, all of those kinds of things. And so I do see that we have a couple people in on watching us live. So leave a comment in the chat so I can say what's up. And if you would be so kind, could you please share this to your page as well? And that will allow us to expand the conversation to your network, have your people tap in and give their insight and their thoughts and their suggestions. And we could just have a community conversation. So if you're here, hey Bianca, hey Vontees, happy Friday, happy New Year, happy all of that. It's the weekend. So yeah, say what's up. Hey Jazz, my partner in spades. I hope you can come out again soon because we actually oh, Jazz, I took my first loss this weekend and it's probably because you weren't there. Anyway, so hey Jazz, hey Vontees, hey B. So you guys share it on your page. We'll get into the conversations. We got our first letter from a guy this week, guys. We actually had a gentleman send an email this week, so I am excited to get into his letter because I thought it was pretty interesting. So we will tap into the two letters that we have. I'm not going to rush into that as of now. We will slow it down a little bit to continue to let people hop on. And while we're waiting, I want to definitely give a shout out to Ms. Von Teese of Divine Butters by V. I think I butchered it. If I did, put it in the chat so I can say it right, Von Teese. Hey, Shishi. So Miss Von Teese, she makes divine butter oil, butters and oils. I'm slipping on my words today, guys. Sorry. But she makes whipped butters. She makes these oils that you can see in the very front. They're kind of small, but you can see them. But what's so dope is they're all handmade. They're all natural. And she makes a really good magnesium cream. She makes a really good beard cream, too. So she doesn't leave out the fellas. So definitely check out her products, divinebyv.com. Divinebyv.com. Or you can catch her every Sunday because y'all know where I am every Sunday. And it's actually starting to crack. The vibe is really, really cool. We got a consistent food truck. They be making wings and french fries and these bomb Polish sausages, but they be having all the flavors, barbecue, spicy, and all of that. So we have a good food truck. We got Ms. V there. She's doing her whipped butters and her oils and her magnesium creams. And then we have board games, we have spades, we have Uno. This past weekend, we celebrated my birthday. It was so much fun. And during that time, we played Taboo, and it actually really cracked. So Taboo might be where it's at. So meet us on Sunday at Tetra from 2 to 7 and come out and play with us. And we have Uno, we have dominoes, we have spades. Oh, and we have NFL ticket. So y'all know that the Broncos are number one, and we're probably going to make it to the Super Bowl. So come out and watch the Broncos because it really goes down. It's a really, really cool vibe. So make sure you're there. And Jazz, you got to come back because no, I can't be taking L's. That's not what I do. I don't do that. And Miss V said that she's bringing a news tent on Sunday. So come see what the news tent is like. She has regulars that come and check her out, and they say every time, like, oh my God, this is supposed to last, but I go through it in like 3 to 5 days. It never lasts longer than a week because it smells so good, and it makes your skin feel amazing. So come out to Tetra, get some whipped butter, come Jazz, so that we can win again because you know I don't take L's very well. And then let's hop into a taboo game where everybody can play. And that's what's so dope is everybody can get in on taboo, and it's a lot of fun. So I have those announcements, and what else do we have coming up? So we have Breathe on Sundays. And then for mamas, if you guys saw that we just dropped the Mamas Monthly Moments. So every month we're going to have an endeavor that we're opening to all the mamas. So you don't have to be a part of the mama cohort. This is open to any mama that needs a moment because we all definitely just need a moment. And so it's literally the last Saturday of every month, different times based off of the activities, but it's the last Saturday of every month that we will have Mama's Monthly Moments. This month, January 31st, I've collaborated with Nashita's Photography, and we're going to do the Mama's Fine as Wine photo shoot. And I'm super, super excited about that because this space is for you to just come out and get sexy however you feel sexy. So you could put on your sexy red dress. You can come in some lingerie. You can come in a robe. You can come in some jeans. You can come in your best whatever. However you feel good. However you feel fine as wine. Get your makeup done. Get your hair done. And we're going to have, you know me. So it's always an experience. So we'll have some drinks, some cocktails. We'll have some conversation. So you won't just jump straight into it so that you'll feel comfortable. You'll feel good. You'll feel confident. And then you'll get 2 shots. And so in the shots, and I mean images, not shots, but we'll have those too. So if you want 2 shots, you can have 2 shots. But we'll have images, so you can either do like a full body or you can do a headshot. I know that some people were in need of headshots for the new year, so you can use this as an opportunity to get your headshot as well. So check that out Saturday, January 31st at 7. And like I said, it's a photo shoot with an experience. So there'll be heavy appetizers, cupcakes, desserts, libations, mocktails, and your girls. So make sure that you guys come out for that. You can get tickets for that on my website, JasmineElizabethInc.com, and go to shop and it'll come up. JasmineElizabethInc.com, and you go to shop and it'll come up. So I think those are kind of all my announcements that I have. Let me think. Miss V got a new scent. We got a couple people. I shouted out Miss Shishi Bees online. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yep. Shishi. Look at that, Shishi. You are the plug. I appreciate that. Yep. Tickets are $50. That includes your 2 images, the appetizers, the food, the whole experience. I haven't contemplated if I'm actually going to have makeup artists on site. If you think that's something that I should add, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Do you think I should have makeup artists on site? Of course, you're gonna have to pay for it. It wouldn't be included in the $50. But let me know if you think that's an addition that you all may need for services. Hey, Shanae. I was kind of stalling for you, girl, because I like it when you comment. And so we haven't gotten into the letters yet, but Happy New Year. So happy to see you. And I'm going to start calling y'all the crew because y'all show up for me every Friday. So it'll be the crew. I'm so happy to see the crew, the crew, the crew, the crew. All right. So those are all of my announcements, and let's get into it. Let's get into it. And Shanae, we have a letter from a gentleman this week, and it's kind of exciting. So I think we're going to start off with that one. Actually, we'll start with his letter. And remember, if you have a scenario or a question or a thought or something that you want to bring up, send it to my email, dearjassy@gmail.com. And that's JASSY. So DEARJASSY 2 times at gmail.com. Dear Jazzy at gmail.com. Hey, Sean. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. That's my girl. Oh, and shout out to the girls. Shout out to the mamas. Shout out to everyone that's tapped in, helped me celebrate my birthday. Shout out to all the special faces, all the places to breathe. It was a really good weekend. So I appreciate everyone. I'm 41. That is so crazy. I don't feel older than like 28, but here we are. All right, so let's get into the letters. Let's see what we got for this week. We got some good conversations. The first one is we're gonna pull up is gonna be from Derek, and Derek, you are the first man to send in an email. So thank you. I appreciate that. I think that's super dope. So the conversation starts with this. He says, um, my neighbor keeps bringing me food randomly at night in foil. I don't know if she's trying to poison me, feed me, or recruit me into some cult. She made lasagna last week and said, eat this before it gets cold. I made it just for you. I'm terrified, but the lasagna slaps. How do I set boundaries before she starts tucking me in at night? All right, Derek. So your neighbor keeps bringing you food randomly at night in foil. Well, I would hope it would be wrapped up in something, but I guess Tupperware could probably be better. But um, she keeps bringing you food randomly at night in foil, and you don't know if she's trying to poison you. But if you ate the lasagna and you're still alive, I guess that ain't it. She clearly isn't trying to poison you. Um, I don't know if she's trying to poison me, feed me, or recruit me into some cult. She made lasagna last week and said, eat this before it gets cold. I made it just for you. I am terrified, but you ate it. How do I set boundaries before she starts tucking me in at night? Derek, how are we getting to tucking in at night already? I feel like you might like her or something, or you might like this. You might like these random meals that you're getting. All right. So, yes, Shanae, the trench coat's coming next. The trench coat is definitely coming next. No, just playing, but kind of. All right. So, what do you do? Let me see. Because am I bold enough to just take my neighbor food? I don't know. First off, shout out to whoever is pulling this out, honey, because you're bold and I respect it. Like I fuck with it. So whoever you are, kudos to you. As long as it's not on no like stalker type stuff, but like I don't know. I don't know. What do y'all say? Shanae says she loves it. She's laughing. I don't know. Me too. I need more answers. I don't know. Like, are you not into her? Do you like her? Do you not like her? You ate the lasagna. Like, what are the exchanges when she brings you food? Like, are you saying thank you? Are you clearly you're taking the food? So if you're taking it, like, maybe, and if you're saying like before she gets to tucking you in at night, that means you like this. Like, you like that she's feeding you and she's paying you attention. I don't think she's trying to poison you. And if it's often, she might be trying to get your attention. Um, yes, exactly. There's context behind those smiles and giggles. And I don't know, Shanae. Like, I don't know. Oh, are you talking about me? Be quiet. Anyway. So yeah. I don't know what to tell you, my friend. I think you should, if you don't like her or if you're not into her, maybe you should probably stop taking her food. Like, you got to stop eating her food. And, or ask her, like, I guess, like, maybe she grew up where people still have friendly neighbors because, sometimes in the suburbs, people cook for each other. And she might recognize that you're a single man and might think you need help or might think you need a meal. But if you're taking the food and it's not like super, super exchange, I guess I wouldn't take too much from it. I think she's flirting too, Shanae. Like, I think she's flirting, maybe waiting for him to make his first move or to, like, say thank you or be like, okay, you brought me dinner for a week. Can I take you out? Or I don't know. Um, she said, I'm not just taking him no food out of nowhere or for nothing. He probably be telling her he hungry and wish he had a home cooked meal. That's what I'm saying. Like, are you putting something in her ear when she drops the food off? Like, are you flirting with her? Are you saying like so basically lay it out. If you're not into her, be like, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I cook, or I got it, or I can take it from here. And so you can set that boundary. Or you can be straight up and ask her, like, hey, what's cracking? You've been looking out for me for about a month. What's up with you? If you're interested in her. Because you know what I'm realizing? Like, you niggas is passive. Like, y'all are really a little scared. And sometimes we got to put our foot forward. And I hate to say it that way, but I'm really being honest, because let me tell you, I got about, and I'm not exaggerating, I have at least 5 men in my inbox right now who have been trying to take me on a date for over a year, and they have never just come out and asked me to go on a date. Like, just ask. And it's like this flirting and these conversations, but no one will just simply ask. And so maybe she's trying to set the tone for you to simply ask, because I don't know why y'all are so passive. I don't know why y'all are so scary sometimes. And you'll have conversations and you'll do the, oh, I think you like me type stuff, and you seem more interested, and then like drop the ball. And it's like, ask for what you want. Like, ask. Um Shanae said, nah, I ain't cooking for the neighbor. And I'm not either. I don't cook for my neighbors. But but I did for the old neighbor. But he was like an old man. He was like 75. He lived across the street. He was like a grandpa. But not just for no single man, not unless I'm trying to crack him or something. You know what I mean? So there has to be something behind it. I don't think she's just bringing you food because she's just bringing you food. But she may not want to like ask you. She might be like, let me see if he likes my food. If he likes my food, then maybe he'll ask me out, but you haven't asked her out yet, but you ain't said no either. So she might be trying to figure out like what's what. What's what? Okay, so yeah, I think so too. She's smiling and giggling, looking forward to the meals. I think at this point he's probably looking forward to getting fed. And if cooking is her love language, like Sean says, then she's flirting. She wants your attention. She wants to know what's up with you. And if you're not interested, stop taking her food, bro. And don't eat it no more, and just tell her like thank you, but no thank you. And if you do like her and her food is cracking, take it up a notch and like and say what I just said. Like, you've been cooking for me for all this time. Like, how about I make a meal for you, or how about we go out together, or game her up or something. Like, show some interest that she knows that you like her. But if you don't and you're not trying to have her lay you in bed, then you should definitely make that clear. Definitely make that clear. And I agree, like, she has to feel some type of way. Like, we don't just okay, so women play delusional for as long as we choose to. But sometimes, like, we have things that cause us to be delusional. So in her instance, like, are you leading her on? Are you making her feel some type of way? Because if so, either honor that or stop playing with their feelings. But I think, Derek, I think you actually want her to be tucking you in. I think you're with it. I don't even know if you really want to set boundaries. I think you might actually like the attention. And that's another thing that I be wondering about. Like, um, and where are my YouTube friends? They haven't chimed in today. That's another thing that I be wondering about is like, when people get attention from people they don't really like how long do you just continue to take it because you like attention, even though you know you're not interested in that person? And that reminds me of the movie, He's Just Not That Into You. Listen, if you ever need to know how a man operates, watch that movie. He's Just Not That Into You. I promise it's a really good movie. And even though it's all white people, it really does have some really key points to help us stay out of delusional world. But back to your situation, Derek, like, are you giving her a reason to feel delusional or to feel like there's something happening? And if so, then you're not setting clear boundaries by taking her food and accepting it. If that's not what you want, then you're not setting boundaries from jump. Like, you're not making it very clear. So decide what you want. If you want to be tucked in, let that be known. If that's not what you want, let that be known too. Like, let her know what it is. And if she can cook, you in there, like Shanae said, because everybody loves a good cooked meal and some diversity and some good food. And she's your neighbor, so she's not far from you. So that means that you can look forward to that often, to some really good food often. So are y'all? Shanae says she's not cooking for the neighbor. Shishi, are you cooking for your neighbor? Sean, are you cooking for your neighbor? Sean got a fine neighbor too. She got a really fine neighbor. He's yeah. I would cook for your neighbor, Sean. But are you cooking for your neighbors? Or is that a love language for you? Is that something that you guys do or no? What are y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking? And then if so, like what's your favorite dish to cook? And do you just I don't know. Like, is that like, what's the word? I don't want to say like running game, but like, is that a move? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're trying to bust a move, is that a move? Shanae said that's too close for comfort. You wouldn't date your neighbor? Like, you wouldn't date a neighbor or someone who lives close to you? Is it because if things get, well, just answer that part. Would you date a neighbor? Let's start there. Would you or would you not date one of your neighbors? And yeah, she fuck your neighbors because they're brand new and they just be acting really funny. But in the event that they were cool, or if they were like somebody that you was trying to talk to, would you use that as a way to get in? Like, would you cook for them? So that's something to think about. Um, but while you're thinking about that or answering that question, I'm going to pause to do like a little promo for our network because, as you guys know, we are building our platform, we are building our engagement, and we have different shows every single night that you can catch. And the shows that we have are super dope. And so if you want to tune in, you can tune in with the Mackinson Show. Um, Bet That with Robbie Rocket. He's on and he's talking about money. Our network with Sadiddy J, and that's a young group, a young paddle. Fly on the Wall. They have different conversations about what's happening in the world. Then, of course, there's me, your girl, Dear Jassy, every Friday. The Healer Asset, she has a show that's coming back on. And we also have Sports Talk with an Edge, Game Point, which is Sports Talk with an Edge. And then Round for Round, where they talk about boxing and they talk about MMA. And then we have Brother Damo, who does Friday Funk, which is a super, super dope drumming show. And Life's Little Gems, the podcast, I like that show. They talk about some really good stuff. Right now they're talking about incarceration in the community and how it impacts the Black community and all of those things. So don't just tune in to our network for your Jazzy, but you can tune in every day for a different show, a different feel. But if you are here with me, be so kind to take a moment to share what you're watching, share the conversation, share it to your page so that we can have more people engaged in the comments, because we know that the fun of Dear Jazzy is actually the conversations in the comments. So I wanted to just plug that for a moment before we hop into the second email. But share, comment, like. And like I said, thank you for being a part of the crew. You guys show up for me every Friday and have a conversation and engage. So I appreciate you all so much. So she said that she's cooking for a man that she's interested in. Shanae said that she's not dating no neighbors, nobody that she works with, or nobody who you coach their kids. Wait, you won't date nobody you work with, Shanae? I've dated somebody I worked with twice, and it wasn't that bad. Okay, explain that one to me. Why won't you date somebody that you work with? Your neighbor, I kind of could get, because I guess if it gets a little too close, they could be a little wild, and they already know where you live, and that could be a little unsafe. But I got guns, so fuck with it if you want to. But I understand that. But how come nobody you work with? And the coach part, I get, because I can get that for sure, because kids get involved, emotions get involved. When you're just dating somebody not connected to your kids, it's easier. So I get that part. And she says she's cooking for a man she's interested in. Sean, are you cooking? Bianca, are you? No, Bianca's not cooking because Bianca don't cook. That's funny. Oh, are you? But you could cater. You could do some desserts or something. Jazz, I know you're cooking because you are happily in love. So I know you're making meals. And Shanae, you said you're not dating anybody at work because it's too close for comfort. If we break up and now we got beef in the lunchroom, that's fair. That's fair. I can see that. I say that. I see that. She said she dates somebody she worked with, but wouldn't date a neighbor. But then again, I guess we could never really say. Or what if it's a flip? What if you were dating him or you liked him, you found him, y'all met somewhere else, like y'all met at a restaurant, and then it turned out that he was your neighbor. Like y'all had been talking for a little bit, then y'all decided to meet and was like, oh, okay, well, where you stay? And he was like, oh, I live off of Whoop De Whoop. And you was like, oh, shit, that's literally around the corner for me. Like, would you stop talking to him then? Or how would that work? How would that work? How would that work? Okay, Shanae says that she needs to see the neighbor. And I know we're just hopeless romantics. We just kind of do all the things once we are in love. That's why we got to be very selective with who we love. Because I'm a hopeful romantic. And I love to trick and take care of my man and cook and all of those things. So I'm with it. All right, ladies. So let's see here. I don't know where Miss T is, my girl. Let me just hit her real fast and see if she's gonna hop in the comments. And we're about to hop onto the second letter. And the second one, the lady, she wants to know if she's tripping or not. I think that's what this one is. I don't remember, but we'll see. Um. All right. So I just put two more people in here. Okay, so she said, nope, I just do drive-bys once I found out. And Shanae said he could live in the neighborhood. Okay, especially, I mean, in Green Valley, everybody lives in Green Valley. I don't, but I mean, that would be kind of interesting to say, like, I wouldn't date anybody who lived in Green Valley because that's a whole bunch of. Okay, so in the neighborhood, just not your neighbor. She said doing drive-bys. Hey, LaDonna. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So, LaDonna, would you date your neighbor? Like, would you date a neighbor and or would you cook for your neighbor? Like, would you cook for your neighbor, date your neighbor? And then what happens if you found out that it was a dude that you liked and he just so happened to be your neighbor after the fact? Would you stop dating him because he was your neighbor? So we'll add that into the conversation. But think about that. We'll continue that conversation and bridge into the second letter. So we'll go into the second one and see what this one says. All right. Oh, okay. It was right. I thought it was, am I tripping? All right, ladies. So here's this one. My boyfriend has a best friend who just so happens to be his ex. My boyfriend has a best friend who just so happens to be his ex. He swears they're just cool now, but she calls him at 2 a.m., sends memes only they understand, and still has pictures of them up. When I brought it up, he told me to stop being insecure. Am I tripping or is my intuition talking? LaDonna says she's not dating a neighbor or cooking for a neighbor. Okay, but then what if you found out that he was a neighbor after the fact? Like, y'all was kicking it, you liked him, you thought it was cool, and you was like, oh, well, you could just come to the house or I'm going to just come to your house. And it was like right up the street. What would you do there? What you do there? All right, so think about that one, and let's go to the second one. Jazz said you are definitely not tripping. Miss V said that intuition is talking, honey, and Shanae just said, eek. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe none of my YouTube friends haven't commented. They're usually so active in live. I don't know where they are today. Okay, so the minute he says you are insecure, it's exactly what you think it is. LaDonna says, no, she is not tripping. 2 a.m. calls, no boundaries. She still has all access. Huh. Oh, hi. It's Cushion Starburst from YouTube said, can I borrow some sugar? Borrow some sugar. Are you talking about from the neighbor? Have Yep. Okay, so borrow some sugar from the neighbor. I still think there's some neighbors that are friendly and might be wanting to kick it with you. I do agree with that. So, but I'll let you borrow sugar. My neighbors have come over for sugar, for jumper cables. My neighbor at my house now actually invited himself to my house party a couple times because when I first moved, I was throwing like monthly shindigs once or twice. Well, actually, we was doing it every weekend at one point, and they was cracking it to the point top. My neighbor literally called me outside, introduced himself, and asked if he could come to one of my parties. I thought that was really bold, and I told him no, like I don't do outsiders like that. Like I'm happy that you see we're cracking, but you're not welcome. And then I had talked to him outside of another conversation, and the nigga had the nerve to tell me he's a scammer. I'm like, now, why would you ever think I would have you in my house and you introduce yourself that way? So anyway, but neighbors, I think that whole concept is no, what? That is so inappropriate. I'm pretty sure you can take your rib out and give yourself some head. The fuck? No, you can't borrow. Don't be ignorant. Don't be ignorant, okay? Okay. So this says there should definitely be boundaries in place. And I agree with that because you're just not texting me at like your ex shouldn't be texting you at 2 a.m. Like your ex definitely shouldn't be texting you at 2 a.m. And um you're not tripping. You're not tripping whatsoever because I don't know if an ex could ever transition from an ex to a best friend because there's still like a level of intimacy there, like with your best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there, no, I feel like that is just not really, no, girl, you're not tripping. You're not tripping at all. I feel like they're not just cool. And even if they are just cool, there still is some emotional attachment there. I feel like she's playing in your face because she definitely knows what it is. She knows that you are there. She knows that y'all have whatever it is that y'all have going on. And he hasn't put it put boundaries in place to where she has to respect you. And in all honesty, that's his job. Like that's his job to set the standard for her. So if he's allowing it, then you need to keep it moving because if yeah, there's just not nothing else to say to that because the man is the one who's supposed to set the standard for that and let her know like no, this isn't cool. And if you brought it to her, I mean to his attention and his response is that you're being insecure, then nah, he's still entertaining that. He's still definitely entertaining that for sure. And I don't think you're tripping at all. And like I said, friend, yes, Sean, like they're not just best friends. They're not just being best friends. And of course, if they were in a relationship before, they're gonna have a whole lot of inside jokes and things that they understand that you don't understand. And if he's allowing that shit in your face, then you need to probably just walk away from that one for sure, for sure. And she says, anytime that the best friend after relationships gets thrown around, it's just to keep her around. Never playing side bitch to an ex. Absolutely. Because you're clearly either, you might just be a rebound for a moment, um, a in between for a moment. It may not even be that, like, it's, yeah. And that's what I said, Sean. Like, they're both playing in her face. They are both playing in her face. Sean says they're both playing in your face, and I will slap her around and move. Yeah, slap her. Well, do we slap her though? I guess we could because she knows what it is too, and she is definitely not honoring it. But he isn't either. So do we? I guess so. Then there's that dynamic too, because like if you know about me and you know that I'm in this situation and you're being disrespectful, then yeah, I definitely got some work for you too. But then at the same time, the nigga is allowing it. It's not like the nigga is saying no. don't entertain it, and she's still doing it. See, I think that would be different. I would be different. Like, I'd want to slap her if the nigga had put some boundaries in place and she's overstepping the boundaries. But he don't have no boundaries. So if he don't have no boundaries, why are we mad at her? And I'm just being honest because she's not in a relationship with the girl. And I understand. And we got to be honest. Like, bitches is grimy. So it's not necessarily right or wrong in this. Like, it's not. Okay, let me go back to say this. When I say it's not right or wrong, it's not. I'm not saying that it's cool because it's not. But I'm not saying it's wrong because he hasn't established it to be wrong. Like, he hasn't said, stop fucking calling me at 2 a.m. Don't send me no memes. He's with it. He's actually checking his girlfriend. So if he's checking his girlfriend, why are we mad at her? Because clearly he ain't. Yeah. LaDonna says the best friend and ex shouldn't even be in the same sentence. That's them trying to keep each other around with the title. Exactly. Like, yeah. And yeah, they're definitely playing in the face. They're definitely have some left situations that they're trying to still handle. And she says, it depends on him. What are you telling her? Or do you think he's your boyfriend, but y'all just fuck around? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are the standards? What are the expectations that you're saying? And Shanae, I agree with you. If I'm putting hands on anybody, it's gonna be the nigga first because he's the one just playing in everybody's face. So first he's playing in everybody's face, but not really. He's kind of just having his way because the ex best friend is with it, and clearly you're with it until right now because you're questioning what it is. And I honor that you're questioning what it is, but the best friend ex, she's with it, and clearly she's not going nowhere. Um, and so, Jazz, you're saying to make sure that the boundaries are in place. Yeah, I feel like that's his job, right? Like, it's his job to make sure that there's boundaries. And Shanae says, if you know your best friend has a girlfriend, you automatically fall back a little bit as a friend. I agree with that. I do. I think your dynamics change a little bit, but I don't think they should fall back all the way. Like, let me tell y'all, my best friend, I had a best friend from middle school, sixth, seventh, eighth grade, and I'm not gonna say his name because like we're still Facebook friends. And I loved him so much. And then he got married and he couldn't talk to me no more. Like, he had to stop talking to me. He couldn't call me. He couldn't, and that fucked me up, y'all. Like, it really, it did something to me. Like, for real, I'm like, we can't be friends because you got a wife. And me and you have never been any of that. We've never kissed. We've never dated. We're not attracted in that space. Like, we fight like brothers and sisters. Like, we really, really are not that. But now you are married and yeah, and it's been, he reached out to me not long ago and I like responded and it was cool, but it was weird because I still just am like, damn, my nigga, like that cut deep, like that cut deep. So I think about that. Like, I think about like, can people of opposite sex be friends, and like, how do you honor relationships? I think you can. Like, I think you can be friends with people of opposite sex. I think platonic relationships are possible. I recognize that not everybody feels that way. And then I also recognize that I've never been married to, because I understand the dynamic where married people only want to hang out with married people, or married people shouldn't hang out with single people, or whatever the case may be. Have y'all ever heard that kind of stuff? And what do y'all think? Do you think that it's possible to be best friends with someone of the opposite sex? Have you been best friends with someone of the opposite sex? And then so like, did your dynamics change once they got a relationship, or you like, did you once have a friend of an opposite sex and then you got into a relationship and shit changed for you? Like, has that ever happened with you or any of those things? LaDonna says, if it's really just a friend, that respect for your partner would be there. That's what I say. I agree. I agree. I think you um if you respect your partner, there should be boundaries. And what don't you know, Bo? You can't just say, I don't know. You can't just say, I don't know. What don't you know, Bo? You have to expound a little bit more. Can you be friends with someone from the opposite sex? Are there boundaries in place? Like, tell me more. You got to elaborate on that comment, sir. And Shanae, you says yes with boundaries. I agree. Have you, and in your world, because you're around men all the time, and how does that play out? I feel like in the coaching space, do women ever get intimidated by your friendships with that you have with men? Because let me tell you, men get intimidated by the relationships that I have with men all the time. And I have to have that as a caveat, like when dating, like understand, like in the space that I'm in, like I talk to men. I talk to a lot of men. And some people, like my kid's dad says I'm too friendly. Like he'd be like, "Oh, you're just too friendly. You talk to everybody and blah 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 blah." And I think that always bothered him a little bit. And so that's a real thing though, right? Like I can have conversations with men, I can shoot the shit, I can giggle and wiggle and all that, and it doesn't mean anything to me. But I recognize that like if you're insecure, that can come off in yeah, it can just come off in a certain type of way. Even with friendships, like I think if it's pure and it's platonic, I think it's possible, but I also recognize that there are levels of energies and like yeah, there's situations that even platonic friends should kind of avoid. I can also agree to that too, like to keep it platonic because you're naturally men and women, right? So there may be some situations that may need to be avoided. um yes, Shanae, I need you to elaborate on that. Yes, I'm all ears, honey. You said oh goodness, so tell me. And then 702 ball head men don't mind the friend zone and will play the long game and will wait it out until you give it up. Okay, so let's talk about that because I had said that earlier when we was talking about oh boy who's taking the girl's food. So with that, the friend zone, right? Are you really okay with being in the friend zone if the end goal is to fuck? Because that's not a friend. Like I don't fuck my friends. I don't fuck my friends. So if you're my friend, we'll never have sex. So if the end goal is to have sex, then is it really like are you really just playing the friend? Or are you just playing like on emotion? So that's what I was saying to Derek earlier. Like, are you just winging her on? Are you just entertaining it because you want to do it to her or because you like the attention? Or what is that? So tell me a little bit more about head nut. Like, wait it out until you give it up. And then what? So then after you fuck, are we no longer friends? Are you moving on? Are we like, because how does that work? And I'm not going to say like that has never, I've never heard that before because that's really a thing. But I really want to know about that. So when when men say that they're going to wait in the friend zone, is it with the intent to officially, like eventually not be your friend? Or is it like with the intent to be a friend and fuck and then move on or keep it moving? Like that also reminds me of like chasing, like prey, like the pursuit, the chase, right? Like you want to pursue, you want to chase, you're in the friend zone, you have that desire to capture, and then when you capture, aka have sex, fuck, then you move on. Like, is it the game? Because that could be a real thing too. Like, is it the whole game of it? Let's talk about that. Ball head nut. Tell me what you're thinking there. All right, so Shanae girl, let me tell you. Men are intimidated, but I just be very clear that I have no interest in any of the coaches, but their wife and girlfriends be tripping. I could see that. So I make sure I go out of my way to introduce myself, explain the relationship, and the random calls and texts and car rides. I haven't had any issues. But you're proactive. I think you're proactive. And I think that that's very wise of you to be proactive so that there's clear. But even in that, insecurity can kind of linger. And I'm pretty sure that people get side eyes. And it's so crazy. I in the sports world, how they have like some moms are intentionally looking for coaches, and some coaches coach because they are trying to prey on the moms. And that whole dynamic has always been a thing. So I've always been curious to see how that plays out. Like I know niggas who don't even have kids that go to football games to see what's up there. And the same for women. And it's like, oh, I'm going to watch my niece or my nephew. It's like, no, you're actually going to see what's cracking, and that's cool. Bo says being overly friendly is a no go. Most men hate chicks all in a bunch of niggas. Of course, you don't want to overly friendly. Like, that's messy and that's not even cute. But you don't want a rude bitch either. I don't think you want someone who has like a resting bitch face all the time or doesn't know how to honor boundaries. I think it's a good balance between the two. But I've heard that before. Like you don't want chicks and I think also when you're in a relationship, well for me I could speak and say like, well, when I'm in a relationship I'm not trying to be in a bunch of niggas faces anyway. Like I'm with my man, and that's literally like the precedent, the tone is set, so that's not even um that doesn't have to be established because it already is. And then like when you're alone or in your space, depending on your work, of course you know like your boundaries. But I do agree with that. Um I don't think any unnecessary conversations are warranted. So like you shouldn't be going out of your way to speak to niggas, and you shouldn't be going out of your way to engage in conversations. But if someone is approaching you, you should be able to speak within a very direct tone where it's like a hey, what's up, that's cool, and keep it moving. And your body language definitely can emulate that. For I think most women are able to um, make that happen. So, twerkers, hey, twerkers only, you show up. You're part of the crew too. I see you every week. I was wondering where my YouTube people were. It was a little slow over there. Friends with benefits. If the benefits are worthy enough, then we move forward. Okay, so you're saying you start in the friend zone. That's what you're saying. You're saying you're cool in the friend zone. And then from the friend zone, if she lets you fuck, then you move to friends with benefits. And then if she's good or if they're good, then you move forward. I find that. I agree, Sean. Like, if we're friends, we're just that. And I think men struggle with that a lot. I think men struggle with the concept of, like, just not fucking your friend. Like, I think I think men struggle with that. But I don't fuck my friends. Like, yeah. Bo says women always say it's insecurity. That's sweet because in fact men actually see the value in you, and any person, place, or thing is highly protected and out the way. I don't think it's an insecurity. I don't think that at all. I don't think a man not wanting another I don't think a man not wanting his woman to be in another man's face, that's not insecure at all. Cause I don't want you smiling in another bitch's face either. So that, and I'm so far from insecure. Like that's definitely not it. I think it's respect. I think it's, um, but that's what I was saying. Like my point is if I'm with my nigga, there's not even no question. Like nothing else exists. No other men exist. Nothing in that regard. So you don't even have to worry about the loyalty or that piece. And then in terms of insecurity, it's not insecure, it's respect. It's the fuck? No, I don't think you saying you don't want your woman in somebody else's face is insecure. No, like that's normal. That's required. Like what? That's required. That's common practice. I don't want no nigga who is all in bitches' faces, and you shouldn't want a bitch all in a nigga's face. But you should be able to be cordial. And in the space that I'm in, like what I'm saying for me is in the space that I'm in, it requires me to talk to men and interact, but I know how to handle myself in that space. What I've realized is some men can't even handle that, and that is insecure. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying not even being able to handle when you're because everybody has like you want your partner to be attractive, right? Like you want your partner to be someone that can work a room or can engage. So when you have that and you're actually living that, sometimes it's more than what you bargained for. And you think you can handle it and you can't. And that's where the insecurity comes in. And that's what I'm talking about. and I don't even think I said insecurity. I think you brought that up. But um, that's the only way that I would see it as an insecurity. Thank you, Kush Starburst. I thank you that I made that point. Exactly, Liz Donner. It's not an insecurity. It's a respect. Any person, place, or thing. I agree. It should be. Any person, place, or thing of value is highly protected and out the way. I agree with that. I agree 100%. What I'm saying is like in the moments that you have to engage, there should be some level of um, security where you understand that it may just be the line of work. It's not anything that is necessarily any of that. But me too, Sean. We talk about that all the time. I hate a friendly ass nigga. Like, don't. Mm-mm. And it goes both ways because I don't want a man who needs to be like engaged and fully entertained by the crowd, and you got to have cheerleaders, and you got to be the star. Like, I don't like niggas like that. And there's a lot of niggas out here like that, and it's not. Mm-mm. I like the ones out the way. I like the ones in the back. I like the ones who are probably making this shit happen and you don't even know nothing about them. Like, that's what I like. And but those type of niggas know how to work rooms and be respectable too. Like, again, it's that boundary thing. Like, you know how to come at them, you know how to approach them, and it's the same thing with women. Like, when she's that one, you know how to approach her. She knows how to engage. She knows how to move. It's not about being overly friendly at all, because I don't think that's appropriate, especially if you got a nigga. If you're in a relationship, you should not just be actively engaging with people of the opposite sex just because. Like, I don't think so. Shanae said, just don't have me out the way and you being overly friendly. Exactly. Exactly. She, that exact Shanae and she, we are all saying the same thing. Like, yeah, like, keep me. And if you put me up, my nigga, I have no problem. Let me cook, clean, and take care of the babies. Let me do all of that. Please, please fucking put me up. Do you hear me? Like, I have no problem being put up. No problem being out the way. None whatsoever. And I agree. Twerkers only says you protect what you care for the most part. And I agree with that. I agree with that. You protect what you care for. You consider what you care for. I saw a meme that said that to not be considered is like very close to being disrespected. And I had to sit with that because I'm like, you know what? That's fucking true. Like, that is so true. Like, to not be considered, to not be protected, like, that's fucking disrespectful, bro. And if that's the interaction, you just kind of gotta exactly check that shit because, like you said, I'm gonna play my role, goddamn it, and I'm gonna play it very well. I'm gonna play it very, very well. But I can say, like I said, that was the thing in my last relationship was one. He wanted to be the one who got the attention. Like, he couldn't handle that my shine was bigger than his, and that really fucked with him, like 100%. And then the other part was that he wanted to be the friendly nigga, like, again, because he wanted to be the one in the limelight and he wanted to be able to be out playing. And it's like, cool, if you're doing that, make sure you're taking care of home. But you're not even taking care of home. So you can't be playing, be friendly, and be jealous because I got to shine too. Like, none of that works. So we can't work. And so there's that. So yeah, I'm going to play my part. I'm going to definitely play my part. Shanae said the same thing. Like, I will happily stay home for real. Like, no problem. No problem. Put me up. Please. Please and thank you. God damn it. Please and thank you. So, I don't even know how we got into this tangent of these whole conversations because we were talking about being insecure. And this conversation where homeboy is still fucking with his ex because she's texting that too. And when she asked, he said, don't be insecure. So, no, boo, you got to let that go because the nigga is clearly still with his ex, for sure, for sure. So who else is trying to play their role and stay at home? Tweakers only. Are you staying at home? Are you Are you playing your role, or are you still just trying to have friends with benefits? Because every week I feel like that be your thing. You just be trying to have some friends with benefits and figure it out and figure it out. How's that look for you? But yeah, Jazz, what you think? You think about, and I know it's always different for you because you've been in a relationship for a really long time, but in this dynamic, is would it be possible for your partner to develop a relationship with someone of the opposite sex? So y'all have been together for a long time. Can he talk to women, like just engage in conversation with women? Can he start a friendship with a woman? Like, what does that look like? And anybody who's in a relationship can chime in on that. Like, can your partner um start or build new relationships with somebody of the opposite sex, or can they, or is it off limits? For me, you can't have no new girlfriends. Like, no, you don't need no new girlfriends. I could be all of that for you. But if you had friends who were girls before me, I'm with it. And if you fucked her before me, like, I need to know the dynamics, like the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so nothing's catching me off guard while y'all are having the conversation. And guess what, guys? We hit well, not a record because we've done this before, but we had over 100 comments in the chat today, and that's super dope because that means that y'all are doing what y'all are doing. So I appreciate the crew. I appreciate y'all for talking and engaging, and just continue to share and meet us here every Friday. But yeah, I'm with you, Shanae. We're not having no new friends. No new friends. You can have all the bitches before me, but I'm not doing no new friends. Not at all. Not at all. And I'm gonna probably bring this up next week, but we were talking about that. So the whole stay at home thing, we were talking about how now we recognize. Okay, so what are y'all's thoughts about like the whole women's rights movement? Because you know the whole women's rights movement was for women to be able to work and to have equal rights and to be able to do all of the things that we do now. But do you think that we may have took it a little extreme, like with our independence and with our "I don't need a man" type shit? Like, do you think we went too far to the right? Now, you know me, I am super independent. Like, I do all the things, but I also recognize that, nigga, I need a man, and I don't have any reservations in admitting that. But I also understand that some women don't feel that way. They feel like there's no need for a man or any of that in their life. So, what do y'all think about that? That's something we might ponder and talk about next week, based off of what letters we get or don't get. Um, 702 Ballhead Ness said, if I fucked her already, yeah, I would. I absolutely would want to know if you fucked her already. If she's your friend and y'all fucked, I want to know. Because if y'all are still around, even if it was on some drunk shit, because it, like, there's levels to it, right? So if she's your friend and you fucked her once on some drunk shit, okay, cool, whatever. If she's your friend and y'all used to fuck, that's different. And so I just need to know what I'm dealing with. And I would respect it a lot more if you just tell me from jump. So yeah, if you fucked her already and she's your friend and she's around and like there's a dynamic, yeah, I would want to know. But only if I ask you. Like, don't just tell me. And I know that sounds crazy, but if I ask you, I want to know. But you don't just have to tell me. And I kind of operate in the same vein. Like, I'm not just gonna give you information unless you ask me. So I do want to know if I ask you. Like, oh, that's your friend. How long have y'all been friends? Have you fucked? Like, I might ask like that. Or if it's like, I feel like there's some energy between y'all, I'm like, you fucked her before, huh? Or something like that. But you don't just have to forthcome and tell me, like, oh, yeah, we've been friends since 10th grade and I fucked her in 12th grade. Like, no. But if I have some inclination, then I want to know. What? 702 Ballhead Net said, women can't handle the truth. You have to be lied to. I think y'all really believe that shit too. And I think you guys really believe that. But no, don't lie to me. Please just tell me the truth and give me a choice, because lying is some punk shit. Like, When you lie, you don't give me the opportunity to tell you if I'm going to fuck with you honestly or not. It's like taking away my choice to choose. Because you never know what I might be willing to tolerate. So just hit me with the truth. Because if you lie and I find out, it never turns out good in the end, when we could have just been honest from jump and I could have told you straight up if that's what it is or not. Or, you know? But no, I don't think we don't need to be lied to. Yeah, we don't need to be lied to. Yeah, Shanae, tell him like, nah, we don't need to be lied to. And I actually think men like to be coddled a little bit more than women do. Actually, I think y'all like it a little bit softer than we do. Like I think, uh, oh, I'm sorry, twerkers. So twerkers said I've been through too many bad relationships, so I'm so on my royal oats. So do they know that though? Do they know that these is rebounds? So on my royal oats. Do they know that you're just fucking them? You're not leading them on, right? Because if you're not, that's cool. So away, baby. Get it out. I understand. Healing, just don't hurt other people along the way. So just let them know what you're doing. But I'm sorry that you're hurting. I hope that you find um, the healing and the comfort. And don't just fuck through it, because even though there is healing in sex and those things, some of it can be numbing too. So make sure that you're processing your relationships in other ways too, not just running through. Because that can be a little complicated as well, because you might fuck around and start fucking somebody that you actually like, and it'll be complicated because you just wanted to keep moving and it didn't turn out that way. So just make sure you're being honest with yourself, I think. Um, LaDonna says, we love the truth. Exactly. It's them lies that make you snap, because it's like, nigga, I was being honest with you from jump, and I just wanted you to be honest with me from jump, and here we are. Hi, Sneak Geek. Hi. Sneak Geek said no new friends of the opposite sex, but it doesn't matter because sleeping with their female friends. So all she needs is wait, hold on. Oh, you're saying girls be sleeping with their girlfriends. You're right. Girls do sleep with, not all of them, but girls do be having girlfriends sometimes. So I agree with that. So no new friends of the opposite sex. And you're saying no sleepovers with your friends either. Um, yeah. Thank you. Hey, Makia. So that's hi, Makia. That's my girl. I'm so happy you can join, because whenever you hop in and talk shit, it's always appropriate. Yes, nigga, that's some weird shit. He definitely said that we need to be lied to, and everybody agrees that that's some weird shit to say. Don't lie to us. Don't lie to us. And it says, he then says, 702 says, women lie, men don't tell the truth. It's the okay, so men not telling the truth, that's lying. Men not telling the truth is lying, right? Okay, all right, tweaker. I mean, you made me feel good. So you let them know that they're just they're just here to serve on purpose. You're just here to get fucked, and then we're gonna keep it moving. So I like that. Let's be honest. Don't lie to me. Um. Oh, okay. So no, no, no. It's not that you told the truth. One, it was hella disrespectful and inappropriate. We're not even talking about head, and you're like, can I borrow some head? First off, nigga, I'm not your neighbor. So you asking me to borrow some head, and we're not even talking about that, is hella inappropriate. And that wasn't the truth. That was you asking a dumbass question. So yes, we kept it moving. But if you wanted me to address it, that wasn't cute. It wasn't funny. And go suck your own fucking dick if you need some head, okay? But let's continue on with this conversation, because I was trying to be polite and not even address it, because you have good conversation and I like when we talk, but don't come at me like that, because we're just trying to have fun here. So keep it appropriate, okay? Thank you, 702. I appreciate you. Now, so Shanae, like I said, you do get a lot further with the truth. And I'm not saying being disrespectful with the truth, but if you're saying like what's cracking, you know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for nothing serious. This is what it is. Let her choose. She's either gonna fuck with you or she's not. Either way. But just don't lie. Just don't lie. Just don't lie. Just don't lie. So let's see here. Your insecurities are not talking. We're going to wrap it all back up. Homegirl, your insecurities are not talking. If you are with a nigga whose ex is still calling them and they're still cracking jokes at 2 o'clock in the morning, and when you ask him about it, he's saying you're being insecure, you need to let that shit go because he's clearly either still entertaining his ex or they have some type of relationship that you're just not going to be able to compete with, in all honesty. And um, yeah, so there's that dynamic around that. And then we all agreed that if you're in a relationship, you should be able to have relationships with people of the opposite sex, but not be too friendly. Because niggas don't like friendly women and women don't like friendly men. And you should be able to have a level of security to where you're cool with your partner of the opposite sex being able to work a room or engage, but not do too much. But I also feel like when you're in a relationship, when you're with that nigga, you don't want to do too much anyway. Like you're not trying to entertain other people. You're not trying to be in other people's faces because your nigga is your nigga. Like that's how I feel because if you're my nigga, then yeah, there's no space for any of that other stuff. And it's not an insecurity, it's loyalty, it's respect. It's what happens in relationships. And so that was that one. And then with Derek, that's the other thing around boundaries and relationships and having conversations and not being passive because sometimes men can be passive but then not doing no dumb shit like asking for head in the middle of a YouTube that has nothing to do with head. So make sure that you're not being too passive and you're not being too dumb either. But make it known what you want from her or not. Like if you like her food, tell her you like her food and then maybe invite her to dinner. But like I told you before, if you're just entertaining her just to entertain her and you're not taking her serious, then that's not cool. Like don't play with her emotions. Don't lie with her. Don't lead her on. Because as you've heard in the comments, like that's the type of shit that makes bitches snap. It's lying, leading on, not being up for it. Like that's all. That's all. That's all. And yeah, so make sure that you're honest. Make sure that you are just straightforward with her. And you ate the lasagna and you said it slaps, so you like her food. So I feel like you should take her out. Um, yeah, so we wrapped up all the conversations together. We pulled them all together. Oh, Makia, quick question for you while you're on here. Would you date your neighbor? Would you date your neighbor? Would you cook for your neighbor? And or what if you was dating a man, and I know you don't date, but just hypothetically speaking. And what if you were dating a man and it turned out that he was your neighbor after um y'all was kicking it already? Would that like take it off of the table or what? 702 says once a woman cooks for you, she thinks y'all go together. So not necessarily. Because I love to cook. So, like, cooking is my love language. So, I wouldn't necessarily say that once somebody cooks for you, they think that they go together. But again, you might want to have that conversation. But you're the same. I think in one of our conversations, you was talking about how you cook for the sneaky link or you cook for the sleepovers. I think you said that before. So, does that still apply or no? I think so. And Makia says you need to be honest with yourself. Are you being insecure and why? Yes. So that was the conversation because Bo has said in the comments about anytime a man says something, then it's called being insecure. And I'm like, no, that's not an insecurity at all. You shouldn't want your woman all up in a man's face. But there are levels to it to where you can actually be being insecure based off of how you handle different situations. So I think there's a different level to that. All right, so let me see what you say, Makia. First off, how you don't know he is your neighbor, and yeah, I could put my neighbor. I would date my neighbor too. Yeah. Okay. So you would date your neighbor. But if you live in like an apartment complex or something, you don't know everybody. So it's possible that he could live in the same complex as you and you don't know. And y'all met online and y'all was, and then it's time to meet. And he's like, oh, I live in the villages on the second floor. And you like, oh shit, I live in the villages on the 10th floor. Then is it like, we live in the same building, I can't fuck with you? Or is it like, oh, that's dope, let's keep it moving? So I don't know. Let's see here. Oh, I could see that. When you cook for a chick, she thinks y'all go together. You better set some better boundaries. You better set some better boundaries around that so they know, like, nope, I'm just hitting and cooking, and you got to be on your way so that they know that you are not, you're not their man. All right. So we gonna wrap it up because we've been on here for a minute and we've had quite a few comments and conversations. So remember, if you have scenarios, if you have something you want to talk through, if you have a neighbor, a friend, an auntie, a cousin, whoever, your situation, somebody else's situation that you want to talk to or talk through, send it to me. Dear Jassy at gmail.com. Dear Jassy at gmail.com. And that's JASSY at gmail.com. And we will shoot the shit over comments through Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Oh, and I'm about to build up the TikTok too. We're going to do the whole like Dear Jassy TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, follow me, Dear Jassy, on TikTok. And then make sure that if you have any scenarios that you send them over to me, Dear Jassy at gmail.com. If you're in Denver, definitely come and kick it with us at Tetra from 2 to 7. Come and watch the games with us, play spades with us, Uno, Taboo, all of that good stuff. And then if you are a mama, make sure that you join us for the Finest Wine photo shoot that is on Saturday, January 31st from 7 to 9. You can get those tickets online on my website, JasmineElizabethInc.com. And those are all the announcements that I have. Remember to check out our network for all of the different shows that we have throughout the week. Check out Ms. V's Butters, Divine Naturals by V. DivineByV.com. I'm sorry, I blow that every time. DivineByV.com. Her whip butters, her body oils, magnesium cream, beard oils. And then you can also check her out on Sunday at Breathe Too. So she's there every Sunday with us. So come out and play. And then, like I said, continue to join us every Friday. We're going to do this every Friday at 4:30. And then you guys can just share it on your page, share it with your people, invite people to come and converse with us because it's always a good time. So, you know who I am. It's Jasmine Elizabeth, and this is our network. We are not just for the people. We are the people, and we will check you all next week. See y'all later.